Wow, that was a great start. Hey guys, I took off all my makeup and now I'm just a regular total nerd with glasses. I just got done coming back from this and I had a lot of mixed expectations going in. Basically, I thought it could go, like, be really as bad as the script was when I started to read the script, because it was the worst thing I ever read for the stage. It's a really bad script, and I was aware of that, and I thought, well, that could be just as bad as the script. Then I also was my other expectation was that it would just blow my mind and just be like so cool, like that all of the directing and acting and spectacle would fill in all of the empty spaces that the script left in my heart. And what I got was a kind of a middle ground leaning towards exceeded but good. It was great. It was a great show. I mean, honestly, I have to treat it like a totally separate thing from the books. It's not, even to me, the same universe because of the whole, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's this whole aspect of it which makes it so much more science fiction than fantasy. Well, in a way, it has a lot of science fiction elements. It was, most of the acting was good. The fact is that there were some scenes that dragged because, like, a lot of it was filled in with beautiful music by Imogen Heap and fantastic choreography by, oh my god, what's his name? He did Curious Incident, and I love him. This is why I bought the program, which I had to buy, which is evil. Stephen Hoggett. So, fantastic choreography, music. The scene changes were well integrated with the dancing, and the magic and the illusion was fantastic. It, like, took my breath away. For some parts, it was just like, how can you even? Like, it was theater magic. It was amazing. But then there were scenes where all they could do was the dialogue. And those scenes suffered. They were flat. It was hard to act well with them, and also the acting in it was very much like that Broadway, you know, well-pronounced, kind of vacant emotionally. Well, it's just like nothing was really happening for some of it. Which is hard. It's hard to produce the same exact show every single night and do that style again and again. And, but it felt, I didn't feel emotionally connected to the stakes because they just lacked. It was, in many ways, casual for parts that I was like, are you kidding me? If this was happening, like, even, you know, it would matter a little more. So, anyway, I could criticize it all I want, and it doesn't matter because it's a West End show, and they're getting money and I'm not, so whatever. You know? I was happy. I wasn't happy. I didn't cry. I wasn't angry. The ending was a little anticlimactic. I felt like the ending for the first part 1 was way more than part 2. But I didn't leave feeling unsatisfied. I felt like I had gotten at least the show, maybe not quite the show that I invested in, because the tickets were really expensive, and they were a huge part of my theater going budget for London. So I'm gonna have to really, like, have tiny meals and not go out to pubs and be really, really, you know, frugal because I saw the show. And in that sense, I feel like it could have been better to have been worth that. But I'm a fan of Harry Potter, and I'm gonna see this fucking show, whether it sucks or not. Because I'm here and I can. And there were tickets on StubHub, and I was like, I would hate myself if I didn't see it. So I was inspired several times. There were some effects that were just like, I was truly terrified during parts of it. I don't want to give anything away. Like, oh. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of that tangent. There were too many plots. That was a big thing. I felt like there were multiple endings, and there were big holes in the plots. Big, gaping holes, and a couple unanswered questions, which for me is very annoying. But oh well. The script was bad. I knew that. I'm gonna do a separate video that's gonna be just filled with spoilers. It's just gonna be like this teeming, like, pulsating glob of spoilers. Labeled spoilers. So look out for that. Don't look at it if you plan on seeing the show. And if you don't want to see anything bad happen to Harry, like what Hannah Peterson was saying, Harry's suffered enough. Nothing bad should happen to him ever again. Totally agree. But unfortunately, I also think that that's not how life works, and that even good people who have already dealt with a lot of crap sometimes have to deal with more crap and pain, and that was addressed in the script. So, you know, I hated to... Anyway, don't see it if you don't want to see Harry suffering. But just as suffery as it is, he is also given restitution. So, not to spoil any endings, even if they were not even as good as the epilogue that I hated in the 7th book, but okay. What I especially loved was that the creative artists working on this show, the set designer, the costume designer, sound props, illusion, and magic, all of them, I love you all. I'm going to say your names because I love you. They were so good at working together. They would have had to have, like, really, like, step by step gone through everything. Okay, so Dream Team. Imogen Heap, composer. Neil Austin, lighting designer. Yes. Gareth Fry, sound designer. Yes. Jamie Harrison, illusion and magic. Music supervisor and arranger Martin Lowe. Yes. Casting director Julia Horan. Great casting. Set designer Christine Jones. Movement director Stephen Hoggett. Director John Tiffany. For the sheer figuring out of all of those things, and really, as far as the script goes, you had what you had. So I get that the acting and directing for the scenes was like, I didn't like it, but everything else was great. So, like, everything was integrated so well. But honestly, I feel like the show was worth it for me to see, because I was truly inspired by a lot of the theater magic that I saw, like the effects and the everything, and just, it was like really a beautiful, inspiring thing. And there were parts that got me, like, so I'm going to bed before either of you comes up with another clever idea to get us killed, or worse, expelled.